Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to Des Reacts. And to get in with the Christmas spirit, we are going to watch someone tell us 15 Christmas traditions British people love. And I don't really know what to expect here. There's some traditions that I know we love, but I think they happen around the world as well. It's not just here because I've been away for Christmas in different countries, and a lot of the traditions are the same. So, I don't really know what to expect here. One thing that I haven't really seen that much abroad is gravy. We love gravy at Christmas, so that's one thing that I know to expect on there. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this, and it's going to be a longer video, so I'm just going to get straight into it because I'm probably going to talk after each and every one. So we'll see. But yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Let's get into this.
Season is upon us, Eat Seat Dreamers, and Christmas is a very important time here in the UK. So today I'm going to share with you 15 Christmas traditions that British people love.
Let's see if he's right.
I'm walking around feeling free.
In the month of December, it becomes acceptable to wear terrible jumpers, and we Brits love a terrible Christmas jumper.
That is not true. That is not true. These dots are lights from the... I don't often wear Christmas jumpers, to be fair. That like I put this on this morning because it was Christmas jumper day at my daughter's school. So I put this on this morning for that reason. But yeah, I don't usually wear Christmas jumpers much.
They're bright, colourful, ugly, wonderful, all at the same time, and they're a lot of fun to wear. Now this is my new Christmas jumper. Let me show you my old Christmas jumper. 3, 2, 1. And if you're in the UK in December, go out, buy yourself a Christmas jumper and join the fun.
There is honestly, there is a lot of Christmas jumpers on sale here in the UK. And before I met my wife, I don't think I'd ever owned a Christmas jumper in my life. But now I own probably, well, it's been every year, so 7 or 8 so far. That Christmas jumper wise, that it's every year that I get a Christmas jumper. This was probably from about 3 years ago, which I'm happy about because it's medium and I can fit into it. And this is not my real belly underneath; it is just padded on. So don't think that, oh yeah, he's already had his Christmas dinner, because I haven't. I'm going to be a lot bigger than this, so I haven't had it already.
Number 2, pantomimes, or pantos as they're also known. Now, let's be honest, these are a little bit mad, if for anyone not from the UK. So what they are musical comedy theatre, and they're based around traditional children's stories, like Snow White or Jack and the Beanstalk. And they're performed in theatres around the UK during Christmas time. Now, they usually star famous TV actors or singers, and they are mad. Frankly, they're completely mad. So they often have pop culture references, and there's a lot of interaction between the audience and the performers. So there's a lot of call and response. The audience.
You know what? Honestly, if you're in the UK around Christmas time, you have to go and watch a pantomime. If you're not going to travel to the UK and you want to watch one, you want to watch something, have a look for, and you don't mind like swearing and things like that and crude behaviour. Have a look for Jim Davis and Cinderella. And watch that. That'll give you an idea of what we kind of do in Panto. That there's family friendly shows, and then there's Jim Davison shows basically. But yeah, if you're in the UK around Christmas time, then definitely go to a pantomime because some of them are brilliant. They got very expensive now though. I wanted to take my daughter to one this year. They are very, very expensive. That like I paid for the tickets and things like that, and we went and watched Snow White, and then like even like in there, like the amount that you spend, it's just ridiculous. It's just the prices of everything has gone up. Absolutely everything. Everyone's jumped on the bandwagon of inflation at the moment.
Audience will shout out things. It's very fun, I've got to say. Last year I went to Aladdin at the Hackney Empire, and yeah, it's a really good time. It's fun for all the family, and it definitely gets you in the Christmas spirit. And if you're in the UK during Christmas, why not go to a pantomime? Number 3, getting drunk at the office Christmas party. Christmas is a great time to let your hair down, and Brits love a Christmas party. But sometimes they take it too far. Now, there are 5 clear stages to making an idiot of yourself at the Christmas party. First of all, you drink too much. Secondly, you make an idiot of yourself on the dance floor. Number 3, you insult your boss. Number 4, you try and kiss the social media manager. And number 5, you photocopy a part of your anatomy. Then you wake up the next day wondering if you still have a job.
Okay, so the thing is that with office Christmas parties, I don't think that's something that you can really go for the UK, because I know they do it a lot in the US as well, where they do a lot of Christmas parties, like office Christmas parties. And like for the office Christmas parties that I've attended here in the UK, they're just boring, dull things, and that's for like 5 or 6 different companies. So yeah, the only time I really had like a Christmas party at work, which was lively, was when I actually worked in a pub. And we just had it in the same pub where we worked. And other than that, they've just been boring, dull. Everyone don't want to like step on anyone's toes and things like that. But I've actually seen like in the US, there's a lot of like office Christmas parties, and in a lot of like European places as well. I've seen it as well. So I don't think that's a British tradition.
It's a tradition that we do every year. Unfortunately, at Eat Sleep Dream English,
Also, though, at the same time, he's not saying that these are British traditions. It's just traditions that British people love to do. So, yeah, I may have just sounded very stupid then.
it's just me, so there is no Christmas party. Oh well. Number 4, advent calendars. For the month of December, all children and some adults have an advent calendar. There are 25 doors, and on each day, like number 1, on the 1st of December, you open up the door and there's a picture, or if you're lucky, some chocolate behind that door. Now, when I was
There's 24 doors. You don't actually get a door for Christmas Day. On advent calendars that I've bought and that I've seen, maybe it's because I buy the cheaper ones, but they don't actually do Christmas Day. It's up to Christmas Eve, so you get 24 doors. And it's only been this year that really with my daughter that she's got into the advent calendars. Like the last couple of years with her, it's the case that she always forgot. So come Christmas Eve, that I'd say to her, like, you forgot all of your advent calendar, and then you just open like 15 doors at the same time and put them all in a bowl, and like she just eats them all in one go. But this year is the one year that she'll wake up, she'll have her breakfast and things like that. She's like, oh, I'll get me morning chocolate. I was like, yay, the start of obesity. You have that, I'll have a Kit Kat.
I was a kid, we just had pictures. But these days, it's all about the chocolate advent calendars. Now, unlike most countries, our big day is Christmas Day, the 25th of December. But on Christmas Eve, which is the 24th of December, we do have a couple of traditions. Personally, I like to do all my Christmas shopping on the 24th of December, but I don't think that's a British tradition. So yeah, I think I'm the only one.
Okay, so here's the thing, and this confused the crap out of me if you don't know. When I lived in Finland, Finnish people actually celebrate Christmas. So they do all their Christmas dinner and the gifts and everything Christmas Eve. They don't actually do it on Christmas Day. It's a religious country anyway, so Christmas Day I think is more like aimed towards like the birth of Christ and things like that. But yeah, they do all of their Christmas stuff on Christmas Eve, and I was like, what the heck? No. When I lived there, that confused the crap out of me. It did, because that Christmas is on the 25th. It's not on the 24th. But yeah, actually, I don't know how many other European countries do that, but yeah, I don't even know if it's a Finnish thing, but like for the family that I was with in Finland, they done it on the 24th, and like the area that I was in all done it on the 24th. So yeah, it probably is like a Finnish thing, but yeah, that was crazy.
One thing that is a tradition is that all children will write a letter to Father Christmas with a list of all the presents that they want to receive. Then they will give it to their parents, who might go and post that letter, or if there is a chimney in the house, they send the letter up the chimney.
This is something that as kids, like we never done, and like with my daughter, that like I've never done. The only letter that my daughter writes now is she went through this really fascinating stage of watching Drop Dead Fred. So she'll sit there with a bit of paper now. Because I laughed at it the first time, she's very much like me. If she can make you laugh once, she'll try and do the same thing over and over again to make you laugh. So she will sit there at the TV with a pen and paper and go, "Dear Drop Dead Fred, you were my only friend, and she took you away from me." Like, I don't think she's ever wrote a letter to Santa.
And that's how Father Christmas knows what you want, of course. Then, every child hangs up their stocking. This is so that Father Christmas knows where to put the present. Now, I remember when I was a kid, my mum would put this on my legs as I went to sleep. And so when I woke up, I could feel the weight of the presents on my legs. And I knew that Father Christmas had been. That was the most exciting feeling in the world. We also like to put out a glass of brandy and some carrots by the fireplace or by the Christmas tree. This is for Father Christmas and his reindeers. This gives them energy so they can go around the world giving all the children their presents.
Brandy? What the hell? Brandy? Nah. You put out milk and carrots at Christmas. It depends on the class. He could be middle class, he could be higher class. When I was younger, I was lower class. I'm more middle class now, but no, it's milk and carrots. And that's like 5 minutes before my daughter goes to bed. And then once she's in bed, I will go down and put the carrot back in the drawer to make for Christmas Day. And then I will drink the milk because I'm not wasting milk. Brandy and carrots. Hell no. Like maybe energy drink and carrots to get him through the night, but not brandy.
Now, of course, most homes will have a Christmas tree. This is a Norwegian spruce that you put up in your house and you decorate it with baubles, tinsel, angels, whatever you have. And lights, of course, as well. And underneath the tree, that's where you put all your presents. Now, on Christmas Day, the 25th of December, every family has their own traditions, their own things that they love to do. But one thing that everyone does is have a big Christmas dinner. This usually involves turkey, although of course other birds are eaten and vegetarian options are of course popular as well. Then you have roast potatoes, you have vegetables depending on what you want. Do you want Brussels sprouts, carrots, peas, broccoli? I don't know.
Do you know what? Honestly, the one thing if someone said to me on Christmas morning, "You've got no presents at all," I don't care. Presents, like, for me is not an issue. But if someone said to me, "You've not got a Christmas meal," and I would tell you what, like a few years before I met my wife, like I was living with my parents, and I've got a big family. I've got 3 sisters, I've got a brother, I've got God knows how many nieces and nephews and things like that. And then one Christmas, my mum turned around and said, "We're going to invite everyone round. Everyone's going to come round for Christmas. Everyone's going to get a Christmas meal." I was like, "All right, then, yeah, it's fine." Only one person never got a Christmas meal that day. Me. I lived in that house. I paid rent in that house. A lot of the food that was used was my food. And I never got a Christmas meal. And I will never, ever forget that Christmas. Everyone sat there eating a Christmas meal. And like my mum turned around and said, "I'm one short." Like she dished everything up and she's like, "I'm one short. One person has to go without eating Christmas dinner." So I just turned around and said, "Don't worry. Let everyone eat. I'll go down and get chicken and chips." And I went down the shop and I got 2 pieces of chicken and chips. And I walked back so slowly eating this food because I didn't want to sit there and watch everyone munching into this turkey and roast potatoes and pigs in. I was pissed. I would never ever forget that Christmas. I was an adult at the time. I wasn't a kid. I was an adult. I was pissed. I was mad as hell. And I got home and I just went upstairs and started playing computer. I sulked. I'm not much of a sulker, but I sulked that day. But yeah, I enjoy this Christmas. Same again, like my wife came in the other day and she said, "I've just been over to Tesco's and they're running out of turkeys. They only had a small one there." I was like, "Right, get your coat. Get your coat on, we're going out." And we went to Iceland's in the end and got a Bernard Matthews turkey. And I was like, as long as I've got a turkey dinner and some left over for a turkey sandwich in the evening, I'm all right. But then it also has to have roast potatoes, pigs in blankets, stuffing, got to have Brussels sprouts. And yeah, so I love Christmas dinner.
Then we have gravy to sort of give it some moisture. I personally like to have a Yorkshire pudding, but I know that's controversial. We also have something called bread sauce, which
Why is a Yorkshire pudding controversial? It goes on every single roast dinner. You've got to have a Yorkshire pudding at Christmas. No, it's not controversial.
is a sauce made of bread. It's really quite delicious. You might have cranberry sauce as well on the side to add a bit of fruitiness and flavour. My personal favourite is a pig in blanket. What is a pig in blanket? It's a sausage wrapped in bacon. It sounds cute, but it's a pig wrapped in another pig.
It's a vegetarian's nightmare, honestly. But yeah, it's like a little cocktail sausage and it's got bacon wrapped around it. And it is the case that like at Christmas, a lot like last year my daughter looked at it, she's like, "Oh, I'm not eating that, I'm not eating that." So I ended up eating hers. But this year, she likes sausage, it was just the bacon part, but she's recently got into bacon, so I'm not gonna get hers this year, which is a shame. But yeah, you can't beat a pig in blanket.
Pig, so maybe not that cute. And for pudding, it's traditional to have a Christmas pudding. It's kind of like a mincemeat cake with brandy sauce. Personally, I'm not that fussed about it. I'd rather have chocolate, but this is tradition. One thing you
Do you know what? Honestly, my wife, when I met my wife, she was like, "This is what we do at Christmas." If you look in my loft area, you've got like 3 tubs of roses, tubs of celebrations, tubs of heroes, and then you've got the refill packs. And yeah, it's just like chocolate galore in my ass. And last year I lost a lot of weight before the Christmas period kicked in, and then the Christmas period kicked in, and I could sit and eat a whole tub of roses while sitting at the computer playing a game of football or something. But yeah, I turned into a proper pig at Christmas. Look at me now and see this image. Now we're in the middle of December, me doing this. Have a look in, like, well, I'll tell you in the beginning of January and say, "Look at me now." It's going to be like, let's react.
you must do is overeat so that you're really uncomfortable and you go and spend the rest of the afternoon on the sofa kind of regretting your life choices. And that leads me into Christmas tradition number 9, which is a Christmas TV special. All the popular TV shows make special extended versions of their show for Christmas. So one fantastic example was Only Fools and Horses. They did a Heroes and Villains Christmas special. I remember Mr. Bean did a Christmas special, and this year, I think it's Gavin and Stacey. Now at 3 o'clock.
This must be an old one, because back in the day, like when I was younger, I used to love the TV at Christmas. There were so many Christmas specials that came out that I used to love sitting and watching. Then it just all turned to crap, honestly. And that's why I stopped watching TV. That not just because of the Christmas specials, but TV basically just turned to crap. And you don't really get that many specials now that you get excited about wanting to watch and things like that. That, like, you used to go out and buy the TV guide. Like, every Christmas, you got to have the TV guide in. But there's nothing on. Like, the wife will sit there and watch the soaps and things like that. Or you might have, like, a Strictly Christmas special or anything like that. But yeah, no, it's... TV's crap now at Christmas.
The Queen gives her Christmas message.
That is going to be a weird one this year. Like, for me, every year at Christmas, I don't think I've ever sat down and watched one all the way through, but it's always been at 3 o'clock, the Queen has given a speech. And every year, all of my life, that's been the case. And now this year at 3 o'clock, it's not going to be the Queen no more. That's going to be a proper weird one, like the King's speech at 3 o'clock. It don't even sound right, honestly. It just don't sound right at all.
And this is another tradition. Some families sit down and watch this. We used to watch it before opening our presents. It's a 10 to 15 minute speech, and this is where she addresses the main issues of the year, and it's almost like an end of year review for her. She also links it to the Christmas story. Now, in the 1992 speech, she used the infamous phrase annus horribilis. This is Latin for that was a shit year. And it's now become a part of spoken English because it was so iconic. Now on Channel 4, there is an alternative Christmas message.
He just said that that's become a common term in lighting. I have never heard that before in my life. He is lying. I've never heard that.
Given by someone else. So last year, it was Danny Dyer. This year, I'm not sure. As I say, not every family follows the same traditions. Some families might watch the Queen's speech. Some families might not.
My wife watches it every year without fail. It's usually the case that, like, she'll have dinner done for 3 o'clock, and then that's when you sit down and watch the Queen's speech. And then usually after that's finished, Puss in Boots comes on.
Number 11, crackers. Now, a cracker is a kind of paper cylinder that we pull apart, and there is a bang. And inside, you've got a little hat and a joke, and maybe a toy as well. Now, the key tradition here is that when you open them together as a group with your family, is that you cross your arms, okay? So you're holding one cracker here and one cracker here, and you pull, and then they bang, the toys fall out, the jokes go everywhere.
See, the thing is that, like, there's certain things at the year. For me, like I said earlier, it was the turkey, making sure to go out and get the turkey. My wife will always make sure that there's Christmas crackers in. And they are good for the kids and things like that. And, like, I got blind kids in the house as well. I can't call them kids because they're adults. But, like, they really love the crackers and things like that as well. Just, like, for the sound effects and everything to them. And, like, I hate them because I always get the crap in them. And I always lose. I always get the short straw. That I always lose on them, and then the hat just falls down so it covers my eyes and I can't see Jack. But yeah, I don't really hate them, but they just annoy me because I'm a sore loser.
Where it's a mess. It's usually done at the beginning of the meal. Then for the rest of the Christmas meal, you sit there with your paper hat, you read your terrible joke. Why do we do it? I don't know. It's tradition. Number 12, mince pies. Yeah. Oh yes. A mince pie. So this is a little pie, as you can see, and inside you have mincemeat, okay? So it's dried fruit, and they have a little dust.
I don't know why. I love mincemeat, shepherd's pie, cottage pie, beef burgers, and anything. Like, I make my own burgers with mincemeat and everything. I cannot, for the life of me, eat a mince pie. Hell to the no, nah. That my wife would shove it in my face and go, try one of these! Piss off, I don't want it.
Dusting of sugar on as well. They're quite delicious.
No, they're not, really. They're not.
Bon appetit.
You nasty. Oh.
Try it. Try some.
No, don't. Seriously, don't. They're nasty.
They're good, right? Another tradition is having Father Christmas shaped chocolate. Just like this. The day after Christmas Day, the 26th of December, is known as Boxing Day. Now, it's believed that the name comes from when workers would receive Christmas boxes from their bosses. Now, these days, it's a day of shopping. So a little bit like Black Friday or Cyber Monday,
Right, sod the shopping. I'll tell you how my Boxing Day goes. So I will wake up Boxing Day morning. I'm not a gambler anyway. I like to have a bet on the football like every week, but it's like a couple of quid here and there. But it is the case that on Boxing Day there is so much horse racing. So I will do a place pot, only 50p on each meeting. So I'll do a place pot for each horse like racing course, and then I'll do a couple of accumulators for the football because it is a day of sport. For other people, it's a day of shopping. For me, it's a day of sport and a day of thinking like, how much did I eat yesterday?
People get up super early in the morning and go and queue outside their favourite store so they can get in early and find the best bargains. It's also a big sporting day with the Premier League taking centre stage. Now, in my family, we usually eat the leftovers from Christmas Day on Boxing Day, which is
Crazy.
really
Leftovers from Christmas Day on Boxing Day. No, there's no leftovers in my house. In the evening, the rest of that turkey goes in sandwiches.
awesome because you're just having Christmas dinner again for a second time. And number 15, you must take down your Christmas tree within 12 days of Christmas. Otherwise, you will have bad luck for the rest of the year. And that's not a great way to start the year. So, please take down your Christmas trees. So those are the 15 Christmas.
Okay, so for the Christmas tree, like we always take our Christmas tree down on New Year's Eve. I know the 12 days of Christmas starts on obviously the 25th, which is the day Christmas supposedly starts anyway. So like you've got up until I think it's like the 4th or the 5th of January. But yeah, we always take ours down on New Year's Eve. So like New Year's Day, it's like a fresh start for the year. But yeah, I've never heard that it's actually bad luck afterwards. That's news to me.
Christmas traditions that British people love. If you know any other Christmas traditions that you have or that exist in Britain, then please let me know in the comments below. Share what you like to do at Christmas. If your family has a...
Do you know? No, honestly, he covered a lot of space, like a lot of things, and like I do. I love Christmas for the food. I don't really care about presents, but yeah, I love Christmas for the food and Christmas Day dinner. That. Like, apart from that one year, which I will never forgive my mum for, and I'll never let her forget it. But yeah, that was the one year that like Christmas was, and like even for presents wise, that like my family are not really ones like present givers. Like as adults, it's the case that as kids you get all the presents in the world, but as soon as you reach 16 and you're an adult, like you don't get no more presents now. Like my mum usually says, "Oh, like I haven't got no money on me. I'll give you £20 next week," and like that was 4 years ago. But when I met my wife, it was the case that like she's big on getting presents and things like that. So like, I have to go out and get presents and everything. And I don't know, I'm one of these. I always feel like it's never enough because I've never really been a present giver. I don't know how many is enough. And I think I got my wife like 22 gifts this year. I don't know, but yeah. As long as she makes me my Christmas dinner, she doesn't have to buy me nothing. But I really enjoyed this. And yeah, he touched base on a lot of things that we actually do for Christmas. And yeah, it is that time of the year where, for me, like I said, it's mainly for food. But guys, listen, this video's gone on long enough. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed watching the Christmas traditions that we have. If you did, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. I will be uploading daily. And there's plenty more Christmas stuff coming to the channel and on the channel right now. So I'll see you in the next one.